Yeah, I think basically it's the lack of um, the things that you use when you're having periods, pads, tampons, panty liners, basically. Yeah.
A situation whereby a woman who's already reached her age of menses cannot afford the period sanitary, what do we call it? Afford pads.
No, I don't know.
I can say it's where girls or women in general can't afford menstrual products, maybe to low income or
where teenage girls or ladies, young ladies, are not able to access pads due to either they cannot afford them or they are in places where they cannot reach or get the pads.
Yes, in some places, yes, but overly, in most places, people are talking about it openly, but we still have very few places where people still don't talk about it openly.
no.
Oh, actually, this is something that we have to speak about. It's something that we have to enlighten everybody about. There's no shame in periods.
No, they're not.
Hapana, si tabu.
I know, but I think by the way, because there are some areas where girls still have to cut her laces and hide themselves.
Kwa wengine si kwa watu wote, because ukikuwa na period at least kwa mwanamke isawa.
First of all, a lot of women face self-esteem issues because of that. Then becoming more empowered, basically, you find that a lot of girls lose opportunities because they feel that having periods makes you less of a person in the society.
Kinda, yeah, because when we look at it, those girls from very poor background, they can't attend classes. They cannot go about their daily activities or chores because of that. So when you look at it, the boys still go on with their daily activities. So it's still quite a bit of a problem.
It comes with shame, lack of expressing yourself because you're feeling maybe too shameful. And in hygiene.
When I think of it, I cannot imagine like not having or not being able to access pads or tampons, because you can imagine it brings shame, yeah, and as a woman you just feel like, okay, I'll do anything to get this thing, you see. And especially young girls, there are people who are still learning, they're still maturing, they still have a long way to go. So instead of thinking about what they're going to learn about, they're thinking about how I'll, maybe seduce a man and get some money, to purchase the pads, which is quite unfair.
Government ndio inaweza saidia like organize car pads zikuwe like wapatie wasichana, ama hadi kama kuna women wenye wana represent huko juu like watusaidia, alafu ndo tunini.
Our leaders in government, let's start with those, because people like women rep should be able to reach these girls and just get to know what's happening on the ground. Leaders in different institutions, the churches, the mosques, they should be able to address such issues and not just, shove them under the carpet. Yeah.
Everybody is responsible. It starts from women, goes to men, schools, society in general, government. So we are all responsible.
From a social perspective, we look at it as a woman's problem. So sometimes even the government, they want to be involved unless we have women lobby groups who come up and say this is a problem. We need zero taxation on tampons, on pads.
Women in power, let's say even the government, because lack of menstrual products is like lack of the human dignity. So if women can access the right to dignity, that would be nice. And the government coming in maybe with giving out pads to not only to the orphans or street children, but to women in general, even those who can afford.
Sinadhani ni mama.
Enlighten people, give people information. There's no shame in having a period. There's no shame in buying pads. There's no shame in talking about tampons, basically. So just be open about it. Let's engage more.
Well, I think it's just simple as in this time and age, just lobbying and educating our young girls who are in the informal settlements because they're the most affected.
Just creating awareness of people, like people being aware there's period poverty, and maybe also kupeana pads.
They can supply for most of the girls or women who do have the supplement.
Sanitary pads.
Yeah, so
Where my daughter goes to school, she's 11, she's not gotten her periods yet, and I'm quite like we engage with her, and I asked her like, do you have a dispenser where you can access those pads? Yeah, do you have a place where you can go and get the pads even if you've never had those periods? And she said no. So that's something that is in my head, and also talking to young girls generally, yeah, letting them know that yeah, you may lack something, but that does not mean you stoop low to get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Kuna wenye wanapeananga but I don't know, okay. Ni poa kama kila mtu anafaa kuwa na pad because inakuanga very shame sana. Period inakuanga kitu kingine very shame, especially kama una pad. Okay, mimi naona kama sana pads kwa wenye wajiwezi serikali inafaa kuwa inapeana. Umesikia? Kwa orphanage, kwa hizi street wanatembea unafaa kuwa unapeana serikali because si watu wote wanaweza kuafford kununua period, especially hao mama unaonanga wako hapa wanatembea. Serikali inafaa ishughulikie, wanafaa kuangalia hao wenye wako hapa kama wako na pads because period inakuanga kitu kingine aibu, especially kwa unatembea kwa street uko na period nyuma. Ekwangi comfortable.
And you can catch more on this conversation every Monday night at 10:30 p.m. on Capital FM.